Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Xeno, the personification of a cry for help, and we are back with Image 1697. Now, for the last video, I like to think that was essentially the prologue. We did lay the entire plot down, Ransom's disappearance, David's weird dismissiveness of it all, and now the town believes that Ransom was taken by a witch, and you know what? He pretty much was. Or maybe there's something more sinister at play. When I was clocking David's dismissiveness, I have a feeling that he knows something is up. So he's kind of one of my main suspects, but I might be talking out my ass right now. But let's go ahead and continue the story. Let's see where this goes, shall we? So last thing we left off on, Ransom's dad was outside the Greylock's son, demanded to know where his son is. And thus that caused a commotion that Ransom was taken by the Greylock Witch. Ryan promises Earl that he will do his best to find Ransom. If he does, he will tell him everything. And David telling Ryan and Walter to not interfere and to not get involved. And now Ryan's doing all this behind David's back. So yay, there's that. But let's continue onwards, shall we? What the fuck was all that? Patrick is still sitting at the island when I come in. I assume I have a sour expression on my face because the lions immediately fills with concern. What happened? He said no. What? Yeah, a member of his own staff went missing and he told us not to worry about it. I pace around the living room, still trying to process what just happened while Patrick watches. What the fuck? And, to make it worse, locals are saying it's the witch. Christ. Way too many people believe in that story. Yeah, and you know Jim Delaney? That old otter from my parents' church? He said that Ransom posted a picture of the witch on his blog last night. What the hell? Is he seriously using Ransom's disappearance as an excuse to spread some dumbass story? It's just a superstition, but the older locals here would blame anything on that witch, I swear to fucking God. I stop pacing and take a few deep breaths to collect myself. Do you believe it? Huh? If the witch really did exist, would you believe Ransom really found her and took a picture of her? Even he is on board with this? What the fuck is happening? This is just stressing me out. I don't know. I've grown up hearing about this stupid story and I just don't want to believe it. I don't believe in paranormal shit, but it's clear that everyone else here does, you know? I mean, I guess it makes sense. Whether you believe in it or not, the story of the Greylock Witch is very ingrained into this town's culture. Doesn't it go all the way back to the town's founding? I mean, I suppose so. And the older folks here are definitely more religious. If they'll believe in a divine higher power, then they'll also, usually, believe in forces of evil. Does that make sense? I guess so. But still, it just feels so fucked up that they're using Ransom's disappearance as a way to spread that legend. Just like with my aunt. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm not sure it'll help, but I just found it interesting. Did you by any chance get a chainmail with the caption "Spread the word" with a cursed image attached? Oh, he died too. Huh, I did. Did you get it too? Yeah, I did a little digging. It's not just us. It's suddenly become a whole thing. This specific chainmail, I mean. A cursed image that makes you go mad unless you share it. I've seen a few other images, all of them different. But they all show some kind of shadowy figure, usually in the dark. Another thing they have in common is the file name. Image1697.jpg. I'm looking this up. Do you think it has to do with Ransom? I mean, it might. The caption alone could have just been a coincidence. But I also saw people saying they saw this chainmail as early as yesterday. The day Ransom disappeared. Yeah, don't you think that's just a bit too weird? Yeah. One other thing that I've noticed. The file name, image1697.jpg. The first picture you saved from Ransom's blog is image1679.jpg, while the last one is image1686.jpg. How likely do you think it is that there was an image1697 in that blog? When I scroll through the results for image1697, I see what Patrick had described to me. A plethora of images depicting shadowy figures in various locations. In fact, I see the one that was sent to me several times. Could this? So, if you think this image 1697 is from Ransom's post, do you think someone might have found it and posted it on here? It's likely. Wait, image 1697 supposedly makes you go mad when you look at it, right? That seems to be the case. Sounds kinda like the Greylock Witch. Patrick and I looked at each other, and I think I know what we're both thinking. I'll be keeping an eye on this. Well, anything else? In other news, I think I found something. I immediately light up at his claim. Really? Yep. I looked through the pictures and I think I got something. Alright, well, what is it? I walked over to the island a bit more giddily than I really should have, and I leaned down to get a good look at Patrick's computer. What do we have? Okay, so starting off with this first picture. It's a picture of a steeple. So I think it's pretty obvious that this building is a church, yeah? I mean, I'd be surprised if it wasn't. Yeah, but check this out. Notice that small statue at the very top of the spire? He points to something on the screen, and I do see a small blob standing at the top of the tower. It looks like a person holding a horn. Yeah, what about it? Well, I found out that that's the angel Moroni, who only appears at the top of Mormon churches. Okay, so this is a Mormon church. Yes. So I did some research and I found out that there is one branch of the Mormon church in Greylock. Check this out. He then goes to another tab showing a satellite map of Greylock. The Church of Jesus, Christ of Latter-day Saints. Yep, that's Mormon. He already has one location pinned. The Mormon church building. Looking closely, I noticed something about its location. Yep. It's right next to the forest. Yep, at the very eastern edge of town. So, I think it's safe to assume that Ransom went east during his little journey. Huh. I mean, he could have gone around town, but yes, let's just assume he did go east for now. Then something occurs to me. Hold on. What is it? Is that Ransom's house over there? Oh, it is. Ransom lives over here, at the western edge of town. Do you think this Greylock Witch manipulates time? No, that's stupid. If he went home and then he went into the woods, would that mean he traveled west when he disappeared? Patrick considers. That does complicate things. But let's be real. Ransom could be anywhere. Greylock is surrounded on all sides by forests for miles. But I have a theory that if we can find what he was looking for, then that can help us find him. Honestly, I'm just looking for clues. The photos are the only clues we have, and Patrick has clearly done his homework here. Okay, anything else? Yes. The lion goes back to the photos and scrolls through them for a bit. Now, because the forests around this town are so vast and dense, and these photos are quite misty, it'll be hard, maybe impossible, to determine Ransom's exact path. So that's why we look for landmarks. I couldn't see anything that stood out from the trees, like markers or anything. But then we get to this. The water tower. He then stops on one particular photo. The picture of a tower in a clearing. The tower is not super tall, but it almost seems to disappear into the heavy fog. Exposed stairs lead up to what looks like a small hut at the top. Huh. A fire watchtower? Yes, exactly. Why am I calling it a water tower? What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm pretty sure I was corrected by this during that one premiere. I'm so stupid. No, there are multiple of these towers in the forest around Greylock. But I think we can determine exactly which one Ransom went to. Oh yeah? Yep, check this out. The line goes back to the map. He circles his cursor around the church. No, going back to the church. We've seen how it's in the northeastern corner of town. Uh-huh. Well, check this out. Oh? He then strolls to the northeast away from town for a bit. Eventually, he stops and zooms in. Oh, there's a watchtower. I notice a clearing in the trees, and in the middle of it, a fire watchtower. Yes. Holy shit, I think we're actually getting somewhere. So you think Ransom went to this specific tower? Well, it's just a theory based on what we have. Also, I think this was one of his stops on the way to whatever he was looking for. Like you said, there were more pictures than just the ones we have. That's not too far from here. You think this would give us something? I believe so. Patrick, you wonderful son of a bitch. Then let's start there. Are we going to the Firewatch Tower? Here is the church, here is the steeple. Also, new theory. David is 100% behind this. How do I know? Well, not only his dismissiveness, but he's dressed like a Mormon. Take that. Sorry, Rhettoe. You can cancel any project you have. I cracked the case. Actually, don't. Never stop. I really like your stories. Actually, when's the theater gonna be in production? Ever since you announced that, like, a while ago, I've been interested. I can't wait for that one to come out. We don't usually use Patrick's car. We live close enough to downtown and work that we just walk. But now is a more than appropriate time to use it. The fog still hangs heavy as we approach the eastern edge of town. The sun has been completely blocked out, draping the entire town in shadow. It feels more like night than late afternoon. At first, I worry that it's going to dump heavy rain on us in the middle of our investigation. But it's really just heavy fog. Doesn't make it any less unnerving, though. Eventually, we pull into the parking lot of the church. Thankfully, it's empty, except for one other car. It's a bronze truck, and it's absolutely busted. The windows are broken, and there are dents and claw marks all over the outside. Is that Ransom's car? It's his truck, isn't it? Wait, I recognize this truck. Holy shit. Whoa, what happened to that truck? No, I mean... As soon as Patrick stops his car, I step out and run to the truck. Ryan? The lion steps out too and catches up to me. We both gaze at the intimidating trash vehicle in front of us. Ryan? What's going on? This is Ransom's truck. Patrick looks at the truck again, and something clicks in him. Oh shit. These are similar to the claw marks in Ransom's room, which means whoever was in Ransom's room also came here. Dread boils in my stomach as I look between the broken truck and the dark woods right behind it. I can barely see beyond the tree line, and the tops of the trees disappear into the dark, heavy fog. Just to make sure, I pull my phone out and find the first picture from Ransom's blog. I look back to the church and compare. Sure enough, there's a match. Yep, this is the place. Well, alright, he was definitely here. I put my phone away and look back at the godforsaken forest. Ryan, are you sure you want to do this? I don't know what it is, but something feels dangerous about this place. I think something or someone is wandering around here. Just looking at the tree line, A sense of dread rises that I don't think I've ever felt before. My legs freeze, my stomach turns, my head spins. Ransom's in danger. I need to help. Yeah, I want to do this. Let's just stay close to each other. And so, Patrick and I turn our phone flashlights on, and we begin our journey into the dark woods. We're going to the woods. Where did I die? We try to walk in a straight line through the deciduous labyrinth, in the direction that Patrick concluded we should go. I don't bother comparing locations to the pictures here, because it would be like finding a needle in a haystack. As I walk, I point the light around me, looking for anything that might be watching me from the trees. Even though I don't see anything, that sensation returns. The tingling in the back of my neck, except it's stronger than ever now. It's very possible that something is watching me, but I just can't see it. I'm prey in a predator's territory. I try my best to stay composed, though anxiety continues to marinate deep in my body. You sure you know where we're going? I'm pretty confident it was this way. Satellite maps don't lie. Alright, don't get us lost. I'll try. I tried to lie in the mood, but the heaviness is still there. The feeling of rottenness burrows into me, and I pick up the pace a bit to try to escape it. Patrick notices my gait and catches up. Whoa, hey, let's not rush, alright? I know, it's just... this place gives me the creeps. Yeah, I mean, I get why they call it the Forest of Perpetual Mist. Oh shit, this is that forest? At least I'm sure it is. A specific part of the forest just east of Greylock. Yep, the forest where it's always foggy. They say that even on sunny days you can spot a light mist here. And this is supposedly the witch's domain too, so that's... fun. Patrick freezes, and his gaze is distant, like he's looking past me. What? What is it? The lion points past me. Where does he? Is that a... I follow his finger, and, the fear rising, I peer behind me. It takes me a second, but I finally see something that stands out from the forest floor. What are we looking at? Is that Ransom's hand? Oh, shit! Listen, I know that Ransom was probably gonna come out completely fucked up. I didn't expect it to be this fucked up. Damn! The witch bitch chopped his hand off. Is that a hand? The forest spins around me as I look at the disembodied hand. My stomach drops when I see the dark red blood. It's probably dried by now. But what gets me most? The fur on the hand is brown. Like... Does that look like a bear hand to you? With its tough-looking skin and claws like daggers. It could be. Look. That cut's clean. This wasn't done by a wild animal. I almost swear the trees are breathing as my mind races across new possibilities. Could this be... The animosity becomes more intense, and it's burning a hole right through me. It doesn't just feel like something is watching me from the forest. The forest itself is watching me. What if I'm overthinking this? Well, his hand's there. I'm pretty sure you're underthinking this right now. Maybe this isn't Ransom's hand. There are plenty of folks here with brown fur after all. Yeah, but Ransom is the one who freshly disappeared, and this is a freshly cut hand. So, if 2 plus 2 is 4, and 5 plus 5 is 10, what the fuck is this? Yeah. Ryan? Yeah? Should we head back? I don't like this. I glance at the hand again, and my need to find Ransom becomes stronger. We came here for a reason. I can't just leave now. Let's at least try to find the tower. That's why we're here, isn't it? The lion considers for a moment. I suppose, but I don't... Let's just be quick, alright? Okay. Okay, yes. Let's go. So, are we going to come back and grab that hand and submit to evidence? Oh wait, no, the police don't do shit around here. The forest breathes with us as we move deeper. I can feel that breath on the back of my neck, like someone is walking behind me. We walk for another 20 minutes. Our newfound anxiety grips us and refuses to let go. Soon, the trees start to become more sparse. The canopy becomes less heavy, though the fog still feels oppressive. Eventually, we come across a clearing. And there's the fire watchtower. And, sure enough, in the middle of the clearing. Well, how about that? I turn my phone on and look for Raz's photo. When I find the right one, I compare it to the tower steadied in front of us. There it is. Yep, that looks like the same tower. Even the way it disappears into the fog is similar. Let's just hope the other towers weren't built the same. Yeah. I scroll through the photos after the one at the bottom. The next photos show Ransom climbing up the tower. And then I get to the last picture I managed to save before the blog post was taken down. I assume it was taken at the top. We have to go up. Huh, great. You're not scared of heights, are you? Well, it's fine when I'm in an enclosed space. We walk through the clearing, approaching the tower. In addition to the tower, a picnic table made of rotten wood decorates the clearing. Who would have a picnic here? I noticed that it's starting to get darker. It must be evening. Wait, let me see the picnic table. Where the fuck is the picnic table? It's not here! We reach the stairs. They're made of wood, and they show signs of exposure to the elements over however many decades this tower has been standing. Looks like it hasn't been used in a bit. You guys should probably tread carefully on those steps. One of them could break. Well, let's hope it's structurally sound. Yeah, just don't look down. And then we begin climbing. The stairs are soft and creaky. I worry that they won't be able to support our weight, but they seem to do just fine. Eventually, the only thing I can see around us is fog. I try to find comfort in being next to my boyfriend, but it feels like anything could be watching me from that mist. Prey in a predator's territory. I quicken the pace a little, partially out of impatience to find anything up there that may lead me to Ransom, but also to get off this damn staircase. It feels like forever, but we finally reach the top. Huh. The small cabin at the top is made of wood, and it's scratched everywhere. Let's look for symbols! Not seeing anything. There are windows with no panes, and a door frame with no door, allowing the mist to seep into the tiny room. The doorway leads to a balcony, presumably so people can watch over the forest. In normal conditions. The only things I can see in here are a few chairs and cabinets. Patrick and I take some time to look around the cabin. There are signs of activity, though it could be from anyone. Immediately, I don't see any signs of Ransom. Then I get an idea. I open my phone again and find the last picture I saved. It's clear that this was taken from the top of this tower. But in which direction? I look closely at the photo. In it, I can see the sea of trees below. Sure, it's foggy as hell in the picture, but at least I can see the tree line. But then, I see something that sticks out from the trees. It's very faint, and I have to squint to see it. but it looks like something unnatural is poking out from the canopy. Hey, Patrick, do you see this?
Huh? What is it?
I walk over to him and show him the picture. I zoom in on the faint formation and point at it. Did you notice that at first? He looks closely at the phone screen for a few seconds.
Huh, I guess I didn't. Looks kinda like a building.
You think that could be another clue?
Maybe. Problem is that Ransom could have gone pretty much anywhere after this tower. Besides, do we even know which direction that thing is in?
I could probably guess. Judging by the way Ransom took these pictures, it's clear that he's intentionally trying to point us in a particular direction. I go to the photo right before the view from the balcony. The picture was taken from the middle of the room, and I see the door and windows that lead to the balcony. So I point in that direction. I think it's this way. The fog is too heavy to see anything though, so I'm not certain.
Well, I don't know if it will help, but I found this weird thing.
I look at him, and he gestures to one of the cabinets. I squat down to look inside, and I see something stretched into the old wood. Let Scorpio guide you. As above, so below. Okay, we got some Scorpio representation! Scorpio Dane, where you at? Also, as above, so below. I haven't watched the movie, but that is a great Agnes song. The hell?
I know. It's weird.
I decided to take a picture of the writing. Ransom didn't have a picture of it, but I taped one in case it might help. He might have had it before it was deleted. Oh! No, we're going back. Why did we smile at that? That's weird.
So you think it's this way?
I looked back and see Patrick pointing at the door to the balcony. I go back to the photo to confirm it for him. Most possibly. I'm about to turn my phone off again when I notice something. Something that makes my blood freeze. Right at the very edge of the picture, peeking from behind the window, I see a dark mass. Fuck, right here! I didn't notice it at first. I look up at the actual window, but I don't see anything there. Did Ransom not notice that when he took the picture? Wait. Fuck. It was on the balcony, and he went out there. The fur on my neck rises as I look at the window again. Then, I creep towards the balcony. I keep my eyes on that window, in case something is really there. Any ounce of safety I have felt before evaporates the instant I step out from the cabin. I inch further into the unrelenting fog, and I turn left. Nothing. And yet, I feel like something is there. Anything could be in the fog, watching me.
Ryan?
Huh?
It's getting dark. I think we should head back.
You know what? I want to get out of here. My need to find Ransom is getting stronger, and yet, I really want to get out of this forest. That sense of danger I have been feeling since I saw Ransom's truck at the church. It increases 100-fold when I look back at that photo and see that shadow. And now I'm longing for any kind of safety. Yeah, let's go. You know where we came from?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
And so we begin our descent, down and away from this trap of a tower. So, what we got is a shadowy figure, a weird message, our scary-ass face reflected from our phone camera, and a dismembered hand. Am I missing anything, anyone? After about an hour and a half of navigating the foggy forest and town, we're finally back at our apartment. Neither of us said much throughout the journey back. Even when we're inside, away from that forest and tower, I still feel that sense of danger I have felt ever since I saw that figure. I looked at the windows and I see them peeking into the night. Still fearing that something may be out there, I walk over to the windows and close the blinds. Eventually, Patrick speaks up.
So, what do you think?
Hmm?
What should we do next?
I skim over my memory of our investigation at the tower. Well, to be honest, we didn't really find much at the tower. But I don't think we're at a dead end yet. There is that thing we saw in the picture Ransom took on the balcony. If I had to guess, it must be a building of some kind.
That weird message we saw might help too.
Let Scorpio guide you, as above, so below?
Yeah, it's very vague. I'm not even sure it will help, but I think it would be good to keep in mind.
So whatever direction Ransom took that last picture on the balcony, that should be the way we go next.
Yeah, I agree. Problem is, that's the last photo we have. After that, we're on our own.
I sit down on the couch, exhausted from our long walk through the woods. Yeah, well, you probably could have more pictures if you just go back to Ransom's room, go to his laptop, find the SD card slot, because I know that SD card is still in there. Listen, Elizabeth was confirmed it was taken out, either by Ransom or the witch. I'm inclined to believe that the SD card is still in there. Because the most the witch did was claw at that screen. And ate it for some reason. Weirdo. So, you go back there and just grab that SD card slot. I think we're lucky to have any kind of lead. Honestly, I would take anything if it gets us closer to Ransom. Patrick pauses for a bit, clearly pondering something.
Can I ask you something?
His tone is different than before. It's almost like he's being cautious or something. Clearly, he's about to ask me something serious. Sure. He then sits down next to me and takes a breath.
So, I know this might be a dumb question, but I just want to know.
I looked at the line in anticipation.
Why do you care?
Huh? What do you mean?
It's just, you seem very dedicated to find Ransom. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I'm just curious why.
Huh. I don't really know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. I think back through my past with Ransom. I take a few breaths as I get ready to translate those thoughts into words.
Sorry, you don't have to.
No, it's fine. He looks at me, pointing his ears forward. Here does nothing. Oh shit! You know, I had a feeling that they probably dated, but I didn't realize that it's true. Well, to start off, Ransom and I dated back when we were teenagers. To be honest, we were kind of a messy pair. Ransom just kind of lived in his own world, and well, I say I was a bit too codependent. I just kind of followed him around and did what he asked. I felt lonely whenever I wasn't around him. And that's why Ransom's dad called Ryan Ransom's girlfriend. I thought he was just being a dick, but no. There was actual history there. Then Ransom broke up with me when I started taking HRT.
Oh, that's...
Sure, it hurt at first, but now I don't really mind it. Like I said, we were teenagers. Our relationship was messy to begin with, so if anything, it's probably better that we broke up. To be honest, I think he was just figuring stuff out. He did have a brief fling with a man and woman at college.
I see.
To be honest, Ransom's had it kind of rough. While he was at Burlington, his parents decided they wanted another child. But his mother died in childbirth. To make things worse, the baby was a stillborn.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, his mother was like the anchor keeping the family steady. Even after Ransom and I broke up, she welcomed me with open arms. His father was always kind of cold, especially toward me. But after she died, he became even more distant, drowning himself in booze. So then Ransom basically became the breadwinner of the house. Patrick doesn't say anything as I talk, keeping his full attention on me. So, I guess what I'm saying is, I care about Ransom because I know what he's been through. Sure, our relationship was messy, and sure, Ransom just kinda lives in his own little bubble. But I still care, and I just want him to thrive. You know what I mean? Patrick stays silent for a bit, clearly analyzing everything I just told him.
Yeah, I get it. So, I'll keep doing whatever I can to help.
That's it! That's how you write a supportive spouse! That's how you write a supportive partner! Yes! None of this, you need help, or I'm jealous now because you used to love this man. Ugh. But yeah, we love support here!
We'll find him.
I feel warmth as the line gives me reassurance. It's a feeling I could afford to have right now.
Thank you for telling me.
And thank you for listening. We kiss. The rest of the night goes by rather unceremoniously. I check for any updates on Image 1697. I see some more images, each with shadowy figures, but all of them claim to be the real image. Right now, I don't see anything that might help with Ransom. We order a pizza and watch a new stop-motion animated movie. It's about a New England town also under a witch's curse, so that's surprisingly relevant. Even though that heaviness never quite lifts, we still find a way to enjoy this night. I guess part of it is because we're one step closer to Ransom. Eventually, we head to sleep, a bit more comfortable than last night. Oh, are we gonna have nightmares because of the image? Oh shit! No! What the fuck? I'm trying to take the sip of my water. Can you not? October 14th. Woo! Patrick and I start our Sunday the same way we always do, with a morning walk. I think we both need it now. It would be a good way to clear our heads. A little hour-long walk around Greylock in the crisp morning is all I need.
So, if you remember, I said I have the family barbecue today.
Oh, right. He said his family planned it for weeks. Yeah, I do. When is it?
3 o'clock.
Alright. Will you be okay? Do you want me to come with you? Oh, is his family transphobic? Shame.
Yo, Birder!
Suddenly, I hear Walter's voice call out to me. I turn around to see the cat crossing the street and waving at me. Hi?
Hey, hi. You free today?
He's weirdly energetic. What's happening?
Okay, so listen. I've been trying to convince David to let us report our Ransom's disappearance, but he keeps demanding we keep our mouths shut.
Seriously? This is not really what I want to hear on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, I know. It's stupid. So, here's what I'm proposing. You and I, we head off to Burlington. We ask their paper to report on our missing bear. If we're lucky, perhaps we could get to newspapers in Montpelier and even New Hampshire.
Whoa, pause. Are you sure we can just do that? I mean, don't we need David's permission to cooperate with other papers?
No, we don't. Because he's not the boss of us. Also, he's a Mormon, so their opinion doesn't really count. I don't know what his deal is, but he's trying to keep us quiet. But if we get other bigger papers to report on Ransom's disappearance, people just might pay attention. They might even help out with the case. So, what do you say?
I mean, I can see where he's coming from. But I think there's some risk in it. We could get in a lot of trouble if we're caught, potentially fired. But Walter came up to me and proposed this plan with confidence. Plus, it has the chance of attracting more people to Ransom's case. It's risky, but if it works, then it will be worth it. Alright, I'm in. When should we leave?
As soon as you're ready. Do you have anything we could give to Burlington?
I should give them anything I might find helpful. Oh yeah, there's a severed hand that we found in the forest. Here. I wrapped it in plastic, so none of the evidence gets off of it. I have several pictures Ransom took the night he disappeared.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Long story short, he made a blog post with pictures showing what he was doing last night. I managed to save a few of them before the post was taken down.
Huh, interesting. Well, that's perfect actually. I copied those onto a USB. Several of them. We'll give those to the papers we can get to. Oh, get a picture of Ransom as well, if you can. Just so the papers have a visual reference.
Understood. I'll text when I'm ready.
Alrighty. See you then.
And then the cat just struts away like that was a very casual conversation.
Well then, good luck with that.
Thanks. I guess I can't come to your family barbecue.
It's fine, I'll be fine.
His expression being a bit more solemn than normal gives me some doubt. He doesn't talk much about his family. I really do hope he'll be okay. You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. You go to Burlington. I'm sure this will help with Ransom.
He tries to reassure me, but I wish there was something I could do to return the favor. Okay. On our way home from our walk, we stop at an electric store to buy several flash drives. After doing what Walter had requested, I stuff the flash drives into my bag and test the cat. Okay, I'm ready.
Roger, on my way.
Patrick and I wait for the cat in the parking lot of our complex. It takes about 10 minutes for his red car to show up.
Alrighty, let's do this.
Patrick and I look at each other.
Good luck at Burlington.
Yeah, and good luck with your barbecue.
I
pat his back before heading to the cat's car.
Okay, you done everything?
I look at my bag just to make sure. I pull out the 3 flash drives I had bought and show them to him.
Excellent, let's go.
Then he starts driving again. Patrick and I wave to each other again before Walter pulls out of the parking lot.
You two treating each other well?
Yeah, we're getting by.
Well, that's good.
Then we begin our drive towards Burlington. When we leave the town, all we see around us is forest. Sure, it's a beautiful sight with all the vibrantly colored leaves. It was a bit strange to realize that we're about an hour away from any other town. Walter and I don't really say much for the first 20 minutes of the drive. I don't really do much besides bob my leg up and down in anticipation of getting to Burlington. Eventually, Walter speaks up.
Nervous?
Maybe just a little. I don't know. I just hope this works out.
Yeah, me too. So, how have you been?
Me? I'm holding up, I guess. Shit's been weird lately.
Yeah, I get it. Ransom's missing. One of the biggest stories of my career was put on hold.
Yeah. Now that he mentions it, I don't think Walter ever told me what his piece was about. I know he tends to be secretive about his work until it gets published. But now I'm curious. If you don't mind me asking, what's your story about? The cat takes a few breaths, clearly preparing his answer.
How legends can be a part of a culture.
Huh. Not quite what I was expecting, but sure.
I mean, just think about it. Pretty much every culture around the world tells stories of legendary figures and mythical creatures, and it's all for a purpose. Legends are usually used to teach a lesson or explain a phenomenon. I mean, hell, just look at Greylock with its witch story. Whether you believe in it or not, the legend of the Greylock Witch has been a part of the town's culture pretty much since its founding.
I see. And Ransom took pictures for your piece?
Yeah, basically just pictures of the town, especially the older buildings. The original town is pretty much gone, but some of those buildings have been around since the 18th century. Well, actually, I'm not sure if you know this, but in my research, I found out that there are lesser-known versions of the witch legend that say the original Greylock is still around. It's just buried under the town we know today.
Huh. Interesting. It certainly seems like Walter has some enthusiasm for the Greylock witch story. But I wonder, Do you believe in the witch?
Well, it's complicated. I believe the witch is real, to an extent. As I'm sure you know, people in Greylock disappear more than the national average, and those cases are almost always left cold. And the most common versions of the legend say that the witch takes those who look at her. So, I believe the legend was made up as a way to explain the disappearances. I don't necessarily believe it's a witch, but I do think there is something out there making these people disappear. Including Ransom, possibly.
Huh. The cat's expression becomes a bit somber at that last remark. I also feel my heart drop. Do you think we'll ever find him? At that, Walter brightens up, though it feels a bit forced.
I mean, that's why we're doing this, right? People usually blame it on the witch and move on. Not us, though. I think there's a chance that Ransom is out there, somewhere. I think we can find him.
I looked back out the window, looking closely at the trees. Yeah. Thinking about Ransom, lost in those woods, no civilization for miles. It makes me feel uneasy. And then that tingling sensation comes back when I remember that there's something in the woods. Something dangerous. I try to have hopes that we'll find him, but it's easily overpowered by the anxiety.
So, now can I ask you something?
I looked away from the entrancing woods and back at the cat. Sure.
What happened to your aunt?
Oh dear. I guess he was going to ask about that eventually.
Sorry if it's personal. I just remember Ransom's dad claiming she was taken by the witch and all.
It's fine. I think he deserves to know. So to be honest, I don't really remember much. I think I was 12 when it happened. My parents and I stayed the night at my aunt's house. Then, in the middle of the night, I wake up to see her, trying to eat my arm. Walter looks at me in surprise.
Damn! What the fuck?
She had this wild look in her eyes, like she wasn't herself. It was weird too. My parents said she never had a history with drugs or alcohol or even mental illness, but that night she just snapped. I screamed. My parents came in, and we quickly left that house. Turned out she dislocated my shoulder, and I needed stitches on my arm.
Jesus Christ.
And then, the next day, my parents say she was taken by a witch. A couple months later, I tried to go back to her house for some reason, but new people had already moved in. So that's basically it. That's all I know. My aunt attacked me and then became another one of the witch's victims. The cat stays silent for a bit, and the surprised expression on his face is almost comical.
Wow, I never knew you went through that.
I mean, I never really talked about it. Sure, it was scary, and I still dream about that moment sometimes, but you know, it was many years ago. And as far as I'm concerned, my aunt is either dead or off somewhere else, like Omaha. The cat then snickers.
Okay, you made that name up. Ain't no way that's a real place.
Oh, it is. Decent sized city too.
Ha, I'll believe it when I see it. Did it scar? Was she bit you?
Oh, yeah. I roll up my sweater sleeve and show Walter my right arm, where a large bite mark disrupts the fur on my bicep.
Wow. Don't take this the wrong way, but it looks badass. You look like you brought a bear down with your bare hands.
Thanks.
Does it hurt?
Not really. It does throb every now and then, but that's probably more for my shoulder.
Huh, well then.
I roll my sleeve down and return to staring at the endless forest. There's a bit of a silence as the solemnity returns. And then I randomly decide to break the silence. Thanks for doing this, by the way. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming with me. We'll find Ransom. Even if it takes a while, We'll do what we can, okay?
Yeah. The two of us remain quiet for the rest of the drive. Okay. And that's where we're gonna end off for today. So there you have it. We got some more clues. And we're gonna get other rival newspapers to actually help us because David is a fuck-ass piece of shit who I know is behind this because he's a Mormon. Anyway, the search continues. And they're definitely gonna find Ransom, but probably not in the way they expect. He might already be dead if that severed hand is anything to go by. He might have been chopped into little pieces, or maybe that was just a specific punishment for him. I'm not too sure. But I'm really intrigued as to what's going on. They brought up Scorpio, as above so below. The pieces are piecing together. Yeah. Obviously, I have no idea what the hell is going on right now. Well, until the next part, thank you all so much for clicking on this video. If you enjoyed it, you can give it a like and subscribe if you're really interested. I'll leave a link to the visual below if you want to go check it out for yourself, as well as Rhettoe Raven's YouTube and Blue Sky. You want to support them on those platforms. And I'll also be leaving links to my Twitter and Blue Sky. You want to support me on those platforms as well. And as always, I'll be leaving a link to the visual novel me and my good friend Zed the Red Panda made for the February Game Jam called When You Were Mine. Please don't show your support to it. If you do enjoy it, maybe consider rating it and commenting on it on itchio. Love reading those. It makes our day. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!